Hello folks, today is Friday, July 23rd, 2021. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the gaming news that has been going on this week. Let's get you caught up if you haven't been paying attention. And also, happy 20th birthday to Max Payne, one of my favorite games of all time. It inspired me, it defined my tastes for a while as an angsty young boy. Appreciate you, Max Payne and Remedy. But let's move on. The first big story is about Grand Theft Auto 6. Of course, the game that isn't even real yet. A leak that I believe we've talked about, and you've seen a lot of the websites talk about it about a week or so ago, set the internet by storm, once again kind of reiterating that there was going to be like a new GTA taking place in and around Vice City, like a modern day Vice City. There was a fairly convincing leak with kind of a map leak and something implying a theme park world around this, and it's all been debunked. And it's been debunked by one of the leakers. He's going by Tim McDowell, and he said that it was all fake, all completely just trying to mess with people, and that he's gonna strike again and be on the lookout. So that's where we're at. I really don't think we're gonna get anything concrete from a Grand Theft Auto game anytime soon. That's just me personally, not to be like a downer, but I've been hearing things for years. People slide into my DMs, my inboxes, with all kinds of weird and wild things, all saying they're legit, all having some thought, like, I work for Rockstar, or my dad works for Rockstar. You've heard it all. Really, obviously we know it's coming. The information then with that will eventually come, so that's all we can do right now. But another big story you've probably seen make the headlines is a new PlayStation 5 model. Well, kind of, but not really. So in Japan, there's a listing for a kind of revised PS5 digital edition, which is different technically because it weighs about half a pound less. That is pretty significant, although the listed specs and everything are completely the same. So all it is a little lighter, and I believe they changed the screw slightly for the base station. I'm sure a lot of you guys are hearing this and you're going, great, I can't even get my hands on just a PlayStation 5, and now they're making another one. This is not a big deal. Don't freak out. No, what do you... Put it back. Put it back! Companies update things. The weight change might honestly be a logistics thing. It could be nothing. So, just an interesting little thing. But of course, we had an EA Play style video presentation this week on Thursday. They set a lot of expectations beforehand. We knew we weren't going to get stuff like Star Wars reveals or like a look at Dragon Age. Those are still seemingly a way off. But we did get a couple of things. We got a new look at Lost in Random, the more indie Tim Burton style game. It was nice to see them highlight some indies. We also got a new character for Apex Legends and a whole big new thing called Apex Legends Emergence. If that's your thing and you're still playing this game, there's a big trailer. There's some details about that, and apparently we're going to get more information about it next week. We also got a new look at Battlefield 2042 with Battlefield 2042 Portal mode being highlighted. This is the completely free-form mode where you're able to create your own game modes, your own scenarios, all your own rules, and they really blew it out with just more Easter eggs and references to other Battlefield games, kind of going for that fan moment, just kind of trying to give the fans what they want. We got a little tease for Bad Company, which I appreciated that Easter egg, but this Portal mode is going to let you take advantage of stuff from all different various Battlefield games, different factions, different maps. One of the funniest things they highlighted was a mode that is literally modern day medics with defibrillators versus Nazis with knives. I don't know, I love dumb things like that in games, so it's perfect. People are still very skeptical about Battlefield EA, the price for this multiplayer-only game. Rightfully so, that's a good conversation, but at least they're showing us some fun stuff here, so we're just going to have to wait and see until the final release. The big thing, of course, from EA Play, the last moment of the event, was the official reveal of the long-rumored Dead Space remake. That is officially what it is. It is a remake of the original game, taking elements from the other games, 2 and 3, kind of reimagined with insane, crazy graphics. That's what they're saying. It's going to be Frostbite engine. It's developed by EA Motive, most recently behind Star Wars Squadrons, which I think is actually kind of a good thing.
I just beat Dead Space last night.
Yeah.
That game does not need a remake.
No.
It holds up so well.
And of course, we link all of our stories in the description down below, and Game Informer has a really good write-up with some information about it. There are some community members that have been consulted on this game. It is also going to have no microtransactions. Apparently, that's according to what they're saying, so we'll see it when we believe it. So this is divisive, of course, and a lot of people are conflicted for, good reasons. EA, of course, a lot of people are skeptical because EA makes some bad moves. Dead Space, on the other hand, it's nice to see it back. But on the other hand, I think we're both of the type here that we didn't really think it needed to be remade. It still holds up pretty well. So what's the direction here? What are they going for? And is this just EA's way of trying to win back public favor? I don't know. Personally, I'm at least a little happier with them lately in terms of what I've been spending money on in terms of Jedi Fallen Order and Squadrons. This is said to flesh some things out and expand on some plot or some holes or some things that didn't go anywhere. So I'm curious to see just maybe if they develop more horror elements, more of Isaac's struggles in his head. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic for this one. I know some people, the original Dead Space, it's their favorite game, so they probably can't help but be excited. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments what you're thinking about this one. Next up, this episode is brought to you by our longtime sponsor, ExpressVPN. Now, we're all online all the time. You're watching this video, you're probably playing games online, so using a VPN to be safe is great, but it also can be fun. So we've talked about this before. Using a VPN is great for online safety. It's great for unencrypted networks like public Wi-Fi. Maybe you're at the library, maybe at the coffee shop, stuff like that. Lately, though, I've been using it to access different Netflix regions, essentially kind of unlocking tons more stuff to watch. Because sometimes in the Canada and UK versions of Netflix, they get access to better, newer movies and just more interesting stuff. Like right now, I just realized that Netflix UK has 300 in The Matrix, so I just had to. So you get that as a super awesome bonus, along with that added extra layer of security. Because ExpressVPN uses the highest standards of encryption available, masking your IP and giving you some anonymity. ExpressVPN is the market leader of VPNs, and it's super easy and simple to set up even if you're not computer savvy. So if you want to check it out, we highly recommend it, and it helps out the show. You can find out how you can get 3 months free by going to the link in the description or on screen here. It's expressvpn.com/gameranx. And thanks as always to ExpressVPN for sponsoring our videos. Next up, in news that is probably only exciting to me, Neil Blomkaamp is working on a new game. Now, he has already apparently worked a little bit with Creative Assembly on an unannounced game, but now he is signed on as a creative visionary director with Gunzilla Games, a new studio from Germany. And that's really all we know so far. Now, Neil Blomkamp, for those of you that don't know, is the director behind stuff like District 9, Chappie, Elysium. If you ask me, District 9 is way better than those other ones, but enough where I still just definitely respect him as a creator. He has been attached to so many things I love that never end up coming out, like kind of like a new Alien film, a reimagining of RoboCop that never really happened. So him jumping into games does make sense. I'm really curious to see where this could go. It's just something to keep an eye on. I figured I'd bring it up for some of you movie fans out there. Next up, just want to link some quick things down in the description. The first is a trailer, a launch trailer for Death's Door, a smaller indie game that released this week that is really seemingly taking the gaming world by storm. First impressions are people really love it. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, but it seems like it's something maybe you should check out. It's on PC via Steam and stuff, and also Xbox. So just figured I'd put that on your radar. Also, in terms of worth putting on your radar, apparently Sony and PlayStation are working with Apple. I know. Can you believe it? So what they're doing right now is essentially giving away PlayStation 5 owners a free trial. I believe it's 6 months of Apple TV Plus. So yeah, if you're just looking for something to watch, and again, if you do have a PS5, there you go. A little added benefit, which is nice. Apple TV Plus, I mean, Ted Lasso's out now. I don't even like sports, and I love that show.
Watch Mythic Quest.
Oh yeah, Mythic Quest is actually like a video game sort of based show that isn't cringy. Highly recommend it, especially if you love Always Sunny. We've also linked a trailer for a new Ubisoft shooter called Tom Clancy's X Defiant. They announced this, and it seems very much like a cynical, slightly Call of Duty, slightly hero-based with alt first-person shooter. So far, first reactions, a lot of people aren't impressed. Myself included. You know, I usually look for the good in games. I can't get excited about this one yet. It feels like Ubisoft was just like, oh, we have to make one of these. They tried something last year with Hyperscape. That didn't attach for them. So now they're doing this. I don't know. It's also just like a bummer to see Tom Clancy's name attached to literally nothing. Like, nothing to do with Tom Clancy, really, at this point. Getting a little cynicism, getting a little spiciness from Jake today. Can you believe it? We also linked a new trailer for the Ghost of Tsushima Iki Island expansion, which I think looks pretty awesome. I know there's some discussion around how this is going to be priced, especially with some PS5 features, but Sucker Punch's expansions, like the one for the last Infamous game, was pretty dope. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm also just itching to play more Ghosts, and like the way they've now shown this island and the characters and the amount going on, it definitely seems like it's going to be worth my time, at least. Also, there's a new GTA Online expansion out, specifically around the tuner cars and the racing culture, and you're getting more stuff, more cutscenes, more action. I'm so out of the loop with GTA Online, but this is good because this is more of a community-minded thing. This is, I believe, it seems like what people have wanted for a while from GTA Online, so yeah. Also, one other thing I did want to link, credit where credit's due. IGN has gotten a bunch of exclusive information about the Valve Steam Deck. We've talked about that last week. You guys know I'm really excited for it, so there's some good juicy info in there about how a lot of it is going to work, so we've linked that. And in other news, Activision Blizzard has been sued by the state of California for violating seemingly a bunch of labor laws and harassment issues and discrimination issues around women in the workplace. The allegations are pretty intense. Activision Blizzard has denied them as of this point, but also said that they are working to implement changes. At the same time, it seems like it's going to get heated, even more so than the stuff that blew up a couple months ago about Ubisoft and all of these internal issues. Activision came out pretty strongly denying a lot of this stuff, so I wonder if this is a battle that's going to heat up and maybe be something worth keeping an eye on. But hopefully, generally, things just get better in gaming. Also, real quick, as a follow-up to the news story we talked about last week, with Netflix jumping into gaming, they've hired and they're going to start offering gaming as part of their subscription. Netflix has reiterated kind of how they're going about this. Then it's not going to cost more. These games are going to be available as part of your subscription. We were speculating on that last week, but now that's officially the thing. So I'm curious to see what's going to be offered here. In this new information, they kind of went on record talking about how they've jumped into all different types of offerings before, like in terms of genres and stuff, and how other places out there like Amazon and other big heavyweights offer other completely different things as part of their subscription. So now they're trying to do that, and their first jump is video games. Because everybody wants a piece of that video game pie money. Video game money pie. I don't know. But that's it this week. I want to hear what you guys think about all these stories. The new PlayStation 5 that barely means anything. What do you think? Also, the GTA leaks. I personally, although it has been debunked that those leaks were fake, I'm still hoping maybe we see like a return to Vice City, That's just me. I definitely want to know if you're thinking like me, or if maybe your dad works at Rockstar and you have all the information. Definitely be sure to let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for coming around here every Friday and just kind of getting caught up, kind of like digesting, sifting through all the news and chaos throughout the week. We're glad you're here. Thanks for, just keeping us sane. Back to work though. More videos, more before you buys and stuff I gotta make. So thank you guys for being here. Clicking the like button is the best way you can help out this show, this channel. We would really appreciate that. If you're new, consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell because we put out videos every single day. But as always, I'm Jake Baldino. Why did I just forget my name? I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. Pizza's on me.